graphing inequalities shortly. Okay. Kira, would you mind closing the blind? It's going to be a little easier for us to see. Thank you. There we go. So here we go. I already went ahead and figured out the intercepts. So we're going to give you a mark for each correct pair of intercepts. Normally, if you forget, like if you divide 21 divided by -3 and you forget the negative, normally that's a -1 because it's a concept error. But for today, we're just going to do half and half. Yeah, it just makes it a little easier. So it's -4 for the x-intercept, 2.5 for the y-intercept, and then it's 3.5 and -7. And for the last one, if you bring the y over, remember I always want the x and y on the left side. You combine them, you end up with y is greater than 1, and it's just a horizontal line. Okay, so now we got to rewrite, and that I'd like to do with you guys. So 8y is greater than 5x positive plus 20, right? Because the -5 comes over positive. Then divide everything by 8. Y is greater than 5 over 8x plus, you can leave it 20 over 8, or because it's a finite decimal, it's okay to go 2.5. I would give you a mark for that as well. And real quick here, dashed, true is above, shade below. Okay, that's also very important. Same with this one. -3y is less than or equal to -6x plus 21. Divide by -3. And there, yes, I will have to flip, right? Because of the negative. So that would be the other way like that. It's equal to as well, right? So we need to make sure we include that. This is 2 positive, and this gives you -7. I will give you 2 marks for it because of the because you have to flip the sign. Okay, and then it's solid. True region is above the line. We shade below. The only time it's left or right is if it's a vertical line. Okay, other than that, it's always going to be above or below. All right, this one, solid. True is above, shade below for that reason. Okay, and it should jive, right? If it's greater than, you should be shading the same regions, right? For all the greater thans, you should be shading below. And so all 3 of them are greater than. All 3 of them. So what about this one here? I would just give you 1 mark for coming up with that part. Okay, for rewriting it in this format. All right, and now the fun part, now the graphing. I'm just going to tell you this. When you find the x and y intercepts, when you find the intercepts, it's just for graphing purposes that I make you do that. But it's a lot. I found that that's the best way to do it, or else the graphs look wonky. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. X and y. This we can just go 4, right? 4, 8. Sure, why not? -4, -8, 4, 8, 4, 8. I think this is gonna work. I will plug it. I plugged them all in already while you were working. I'm just gonna check if I got them right. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit graph. On my standard window, it fits, so we're good. Okay, it's gonna work out. That is what my graph is supposed to look like. So let's go ahead and graph this now. -4, 0 is right there. 0, 2.5. This would be 2, so 2.5 is right about there. you have a dashed line there. And I like a lot of, like, what I see is that you are extending your lines like right across the grid. That's very good. I like that. And then the next one is 3.5. So this would be 2, this would be 3, 3.5 is right there. And then 0, -7 is right here. And that is a solid line. Okay. That is y is greater than. Okay. And then the next one is the horizontal at 1. It goes right through +1. That's also a solid line. Okay, so the graphing part is done, now the shading. First was the dashed line. I'm supposed to shade below that line. And here is where you leave it up to me. If you made a mistake upstream, this is going to be different for you. So that is all gone. For my second line, this one right here, I'm supposed to shade below as well. So below the line would be here. Okay. So you're basically getting rid of that stretch there. Right? Everything here is false. It doesn't work for, if it doesn't work for one of them, it doesn't work for the system. That's basically what it's down to. And then this one last one we're supposed to shade below as well. So if this is my horizontal line, if you mistakenly shaded above, right, then your solution region would be right here. I will say this, if you end up with no solution, you have to go back to the drawing board. Something went wrong. Okay. So below is like this. Okay. Anyways, so what is left is this. Right? So this is my solution region. If you have this, if this is your solution region, you would get the full marks for the graph, which I give you 3 marks for that. For the graph itself, I give you 3 marks. And now corner points. How many corner points do we have? We actually only have 2 in this case. Because if this is your solution region, it's where lines meet, the boundary lines meet. So there's these ones meet right here. Don't worry about the intercepts, right? And then they meet again right here. Those are the only 2 lines that meet around the solution region. So you only have, so I know that my example yesterday had a nice triangle, and that's not always the case, right? I kind of warned you about that. If you did the homework, the question right after, I believe the one I did, doesn't have a triangle, right? So keep that in mind. So I need to find this one here. Second trace 5. So I'm already on the blue line, enter. I want to be on the black line. So I'm going to cycle through, see, until I'm on the black line and hit enter repeatedly until I get it. So it's 2.41. Oh, -2.4. I have to be careful there. -2.41 is one of the corner points. And then the next one is up here, this one. Second trace 5 all over. I'm going to travel along the blue line. So if you start on the black one, you want to jump till you get to the blue or red and then travel towards that destination. So that's 7, 6.91, right? Yeah. 6.91, 6.82. You get 2 marks for the corner points. Okay, so I will add up my marks here again. 2 for the corner points, 3 for the graph. Let's go up here. So that's 5 already. And then you get 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we get 11 for this one here. So this page is worth 11 marks. Don't be discouraged if you get it wrong. Keep going at it. As long as you learn, if you tell me, yeah, I learned from my mistakes, we're in business, okay? We're assuming regular shading. So that means that we can go ahead and write true or solution wherever the shaded part is. So this one was maybe a little tricky here, but if you focus on the horizontal on the line B, this is true. And if you focus on the vertical, this is true. So we've decided that, so that's important. So let's go back up top. And I do give you this dot here, and it goes through the origin. So it's one drop, and then 1, 2, 3 of a run. So my slope is 1/3, but it's negative because my line is dropping from left to right. B is 0. So I can go ahead and start. It's negative 1/3 x plus 0. You don't have to do that. True is above the line, and it's dashed. So I don't need to have the equal sign. That would be 2 marks. If you did add the 0, it's still right. No deduction. Okay. So over here, I can tell that it's crossing there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. So my slope is 5 rise, 3 run, and it's going up from left to right, so it's positive. B is negative 3. So I can start y and then 5/3 x minus 3. True region is below, so I go less than, and it's solid, so I'm going to go boom. Right? That's 2 marks as well. 1 mark for what's to the right of the inequality, and 1 mark for the actual inequality. Last one. Let's do line A first. That's a vertical. So line A, x, and it goes through, did you notice the big numbers? That's negative 70, right? True is to the right. So I have to go greater than, and it's dashed, so I just leave it like that. 1 mark. Line B, that's a horizontal line, so it's y, and it goes through negative 30. True region is below, correct? So I have to go y is less than, and it's a solid line, so I have to slap on the equal sign. 1 mark for that. So that's where the back is out of 6, right? Got 11 and 6, that's 17. Again, don't be discouraged. If you're like, hey, you know what? I need to sit down and actually like practice a few of these. You go back in my notes. There's plenty of practice material there for you to try. Okay, 17 total, right? So make sure your name is on there. Your name is not key. Your name is your name, right? Anyways, so and then pass it forward.